So the Jimmie Lee documentary is out, and people are shedding tears. In fact, Sam and Olivia both admitted to crying.
She didn't just admit.
I did it right here in the
cried
office.
right here this morning.
I look over at her. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" She goes, "It's so beautiful."
I couldn't keep it in. Like I was watching it, and you know when your body just like can't be quiet. Like everybody was doing their little tasks in the morning, and I just went like, and like was crying because it was so beautiful. I just wasn't expecting it. I think the filmmaker Alex did an incredible job.
So I don't know anything about this guy, Alex Novell, but this was a really good, well put together project. It was really nice. I wanted more. I mean, it's an hour 16. I wanted more Jimmie. But it's so interesting to see him like in his natural habitat. Like, look how normal he looks when he's doing teeth.
What happened was I filmed the documentary with him too. But the problem is he kind of went behind my back and made a whole different documentary.
Oh no, he didn't. He didn't tell you he was working on a documentary concurrently, because that's a little.
Until I saw the trailer, I think he just wanted to move quicker than I was able to move. He is a very hard worker. He literally remade the exact scenes. They went to the same places and interviewed. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? This is a replica. I watched it and I'm like, hey, this is good. But unfortunately, I don't know what we're going to do with this documentary. But
oh, no.
We don't know.
So Jimmie has suggested that you use the footage from the other documentary. Is that something that you can do?
Typically speaking, best practices for documentaries is to not take from another documentary. That's generally speaking.
Jimmie, do you understand that?
Well, there's different people being interviewed, and we did different locations.
Unfortunately,
I think Olivia will agree with me on this.
Olivia, your response.
Jim, I don't know if you want my opinion on that.
She was crying at your documentary, but I think she's retracting those tears now, Jimmie.
No, the tears were real and
tears can't be retracted.
I don't know, Jim. If I'm being honest, I think that you should have let him know that you were doing another documentary.
It's unrealistic for you to expect him, a serious documentarian, by the way. I don't know if you watched the one on Boogie. It's really, really good. It has 1.5 million views. How much does your documentary have, by the way?
You have 1.5 million views, Mike?
Yeah.
Well, then you have to do my documentary, Mike. It's a no-brainer. Mike, it's a no-brainer.
Oh my God.
Mine only has 30,000.
30,000.
Wow. It sounds like maybe you.
So do you see what I'm saying though? Like you snubbed him, and you should have at least told him, Jimmie, that you are working with another documentarian.
Okay, well maybe I owe you an apology. Maybe you're right, Ethan.
and
on a serious note.
And does that apology have anything to do with how you learned how many views that his documentary got?
Well, I didn't know anything about it till you told me, but I had reached out to Mike even earlier today before I even knew you were even going on. This just came to me just now.
Jimmie, it's very polite of you to call me to ask me if I wanted to complete the documentary. However, given the fact that the other documentary replicated all the scenes we shot, unfortunately, I don't think there's enough original content to make this engaging.
Jimmie, unfortunately, I hate to tell you, but I really think you missed your moment here. And let's put it in perspective, because Mike, he's a professional and he works with people. It seemed like you really put that together yourself, I'm assuming, and it's quite impressive.
It brought me to tears.
Olivia was crying, my God.
Twice.
I recommend everybody watch it. I mean, damn. So, Jimmie, you haven't said anything. What's going on?
I'm letting everybody have their platform, being considerate.
Jimmie, are you going to call me back?
Jimmie, why is it that you've... Jimmie, why is it that you've avoided talking to Alex for the last 4 days? Jimmie, you're being your histrionic personality disorder has evaporated. To go back to the restaurant, even if you thought, Jimmie, that Alex was a big shot, I don't think it's right to expect him to chip in on this meal. I mean, Jimmie brought you guys out for a meal, right?
I didn't want to go to a meal at all. I said, let's wait until we see how the movie does. And he wanted to go out and shoot FOMO on the street. And I said, okay, well, when he goes and shoots that, he has his people with him for the day. And he wanted them to go out to eat at Balthazar. And he was like, you should pay for it. And I was just like, listen, I don't even want to come. And I'm not filming the movie anymore. There's no reason for me to be there filming or anything. And he was like, well, you can shoot my stuff for social media. I was like, but I don't really do that.
So, Jimmie, you can understand why he first of all, even if you thought he's a big shot, I mean, you're obviously much wealthier than he is. I mean, you're a well-established dentist, for Christ's sake. But you can't bring people out to a super fancy restaurant and ask them to split it with you. I mean, that's just
It wasn't split it. He wanted me to pay the bill at that whole restaurant.
How much was the bill? Do you remember?
It would have been like, I've been there with him before, and it's like $200-300. I think like it wasn't about the bill. It's that's how he pays his crew, and he's basically asking me to pay his crew, and it's like, why are you?
The only reason, Ethan, I did it was he was pontificating of his connections, how much money, his big apartment building, and he was acting like he had a lot of money.
It's still not right, though, Jimmie.
I wasn't pontificating on how much money I have.
But Jimmie, it's still not right to foist the bill on him. I don't think that even if...
So I could have been wrong on that, and I just did it because he was trying to carry on like that's the only reason.
That's not true. It was because you wanted to come to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards, and I couldn't get you in, and then you were like, well, then you should just use the money from it.
Do with it, Alex.
Then you should just use the money from it. I mean, that's my...
It's not, Jimmie.
That's my perception.
Jimmie, hold on, guys. He's not lying. He's explaining his perception of events. He's not lying. He's explaining his feelings.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
When I told you that I got hired for it, you got really excited and you tried to get tickets, and then you called me 2 days before and you said, "Can you please get me in?" I said, "I really can't do it. I wish I could. I'm getting paid like $500. I'm taking a really big deal. I'm not giving them any. I'm not making a lot of money.
You were making $2,500. You lied.
No, I said I'm not making a lot of money on this.
I'm not working with a liar.
I hate to hear that,
I'm
Jimmie.
sorry, Ethan.
And Jimmie, you told me you make $15,000 a day at your dentistry. If we're talking about how much money someone makes on something.
I never said I didn't say that. I did say that. I told him that. That's true.
Are you making $15,000 a day even now? You mentioned that business is down.
Not often, but I said I have good days.
Oh, okay.
You called me the other day and said you made $18,000 for the day, Jimmie. You said I'm the biggest earner here. Nobody earns more than me. Did you not say that?
I did say I'm the biggest.
Wait, what? Hold on. What? What was the context of that? Why did he call you and say that?
He just calls and he gets all gassed up.
You just said you did say it, Jimmie.
I haven't even talked to him in a while.
4 days.
Last time we talked was Friday.
Yeah.
I won't win with this guy. He made a film. He did do a nice job, and that's it. I don't really feel we can belabor and go anymore with him.
I understand.
Well, he's an okay guy, but he's not for me, this guy.
Olivia's nickname, Bright Eyes, because she has beautiful eyes.
Oh, see, he knows what he's doing today.
Am I right, Oliv? I just thought of that.
They're not. Yeah. They feel annoying to you because...
I don't want to jeopardize a relationship with H3H3. I've been very loyal to them. So if it's anything that would do that, I don't want to do it. I'm going to be honest with you.